Hey, Vinyl community. Hope everybody is doing well. It is time again for one of my favorite segments. Let's shit on these album covers. Now, if you've watched any of the other installments, you know I don't talk about the music contained inside these albums. I am just strictly talking about the album covers, making fun of them, and talking about just how horrible an idea all of these are. Now, I've done a lot of album covers from the 70s, previous to now, and so today I'm actually going to be tackling some album covers from the 1980s, which 1980s can hold their own in terms of terrible album covers, as you will see. So let's get started right away, and we're going to talk about one of the most iconic bands of the 1970s, most iconic disco bands of the 1970s. I am talking about the Village People. Yes, they actually had a couple of albums in the 1980s, and I'm going to be talking about their 1982 album, Renaissance. Now, if you know anything about the Village People, you know they featured, there was the cop, there was the motorcycle gang member, there was the Indian chief, or Native American chief, there was the construction worker, there was a cowboy, I think there was somebody from the military in there, but basically it was a huge adult cosplay thing going on. Well, I don't know if they actually played instruments on any of the Village People albums, truth be told, or if they were just kind of the models who graced the album cover. Maybe they sang. I really don't know. I'm not interested in doing a deep dive into the Village People, truth be told. But holy Christ, this album cover. So where do I even start? I don't even know how to begin talking about this album cover. First of all, I don't recognize any of these people on this album cover. Like, where is the Native American chief? Where is the cop? Where's the motorcycle? I mean, I don't even know what occupations these are supposed to be. I mean, the guys on this album cover look like a cross between King Diamond, Kiss, and the Rocky Horror Picture Show cast. And I understand maybe wanting to rebrand after the 1970s. It's a new decade. Let's change things up a little bit. But this is what you decided to go with? It's like they're doubling down on the whole homoerotic undercurrent that was always part of the Village People image. But now it just seems completely overblown and some kind of sadomasochistic nightmare that they have represented on this cover. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. Now, the next album cover that I'm going to show requires a little bit of context. Now, if you grew up in the early MTV years, early 80s like I did, I was part of that MTV generation, you're probably familiar with a song called Come On Eileen by a band called Dexys Midnight Runners. Now, the album that was off of was To Rye, and the video, if you recall, featured the band members in denim overalls running around playing their, very quaint instruments. I think there was some guitars, banjos, washboards, whatever. I mean, it was just kind of a very cute, very English type of video, very popular. And that is the image that was ingrained in my mind of Dexys Midnight Runners. And they were definitely a one-hit wonder, because I cannot tell you another song that Dexys Midnight Runners recorded. But nonetheless, their follow-up album, this was the album cover. And I'm not even here to talk about this album cover, but I have to, at least just in brief passing. This is like the polar opposite of the image that was put forth in the Come On Eileen video. I mean, it looks like you have 4 accountants here or 4 financial advisors here. We would like to go over your financial portfolio, your investment portfolio with you, sir. Looks nothing like a pop album at all. But I'm not here to talk about this album cover. I am here to talk about lead vocalist, singer, songwriter Kevin Rowland's solo album, My Beauty. What the fuck? Yes, I'm sorry. What the fuck? Now, I don't know what headspace Kevin Rowland was in when he got the idea for this album cover, but somebody needed to sit him down and say, no, you can do whatever you want behind closed doors. You want to dress in lingerie, parade around in front of the mirror, that is fine. We are not putting this on the album cover, Kevin. No. But somebody didn't, and they did, and we now have this. And if you can't get this out of your mind, if this is going to be forever ingrained in your memory, I apologize. But it's terrible. Now, the last album cover I want to talk about is the 1990 album from Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Live It Up. Now, this album cover's not even funny. It's just plain stupid. Now, this album is pretty terrible in and of itself, but then you stick this album cover on top of it, and it's just the cherry on top of the whole shit ice cream sundae. I don't even understand what in the hell is the idea behind this cover. 4 hot dogs on skewers with these electricians or whatever climbing these ladders. What? No. I mean, there's plenty of tacky 80s pop art that has gone into a number of album covers over the decade, but this is just stupid. I can't even, hot dogs, that's the best you could come up with. And I'm not saying Crosby, Stills, and Nash had some of the most brilliant, iconic covers over the course of their career, but this is by far the dumbest. It just makes me shake my head. So anyway, those are today's album cover offerings. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Maybe you've seen some of these before. If not, I'm so sorry. But we'll have fun again next week. Hope you're having a great day, and take care.